What's up, hustlers? Today I'm going to show you how to launch Superalgos on a compute engine cluster. So I'm going to give you the framework for building a trading farm down the line. But essentially what we're going to be doing is launching compute engine, putting in Ubuntu desktop, remoting into it, and from there it's just super secure. Um, you don't want to have this app like facing the internet so much because you're going to be connecting to exchanges maybe down the line, and that's not something you want. So a virtual machine where you remote in and log in is much, much more secure. With that being said, let's get started. So you want to go here. You want to go to your, okay, let's just do it. Compute engine. Okay. And I created a new project, but this is why it's going to take a bit of time. You'll probably see the same thing on your screen. So give it a minute to just kind of launch here. But while it loads, something you want to never do is never fully rely on cloud computing. So, their servers can go down, things can happen that just, you don't want, right? So what I plan on doing is I have this little Raspberry Pi. So this is going to be my backup server that I'm going to host at home. All right, here we go. So we create it. And here are the parameters you need. So give it a useful name because this is the name that is just going to appear. So I like to say something like name of the app and then operating system. So Ubuntu 1804. And by the way, guys, you have to use 1804. I tried on Ubuntu 20 and it doesn't really work that well. So use Ubuntu 1804. All right, now we have this thing here. So let's scroll down. What I like to do is here, confidential VM service, just for an extra layer of security. Basically what this is going to do is this is going to encrypt your disk. And once it's encrypted, Google can't even look at what's inside. They just have like an image there that, okay, this is an encrypted disk, which is great. So as you see here, Ubuntu 1804, we're going to change this a little bit. 10 gigabytes of hard drive is not enough. You want at least 100. Okay. Okay, allow default access. And then we're going to allow traffic here. And then we're going to create firewall rules later. All right, let's create. And there it goes. So give it a minute, and then when it's finished, we're going to SSH right into it, and then start configuring. And by the way, when you're doing this for the first time, it's going to be slow. There it goes. Now launch it. Okay, I'm going to blow this screen up a little bit, and I'm going to zoom in so you guys see the commands more properly. Okay, so as you can see, welcome to Ubuntu 1804. Okay, let's start setting it up. So I have a list of commands here. I'm just going to type them. So you start with sudo apt get update -y. And then I'm going to type it while it does that. Sudo apt get upgrade -y. The -y just means it's going to say yes to when Ubuntu says, are you sure you want to do this? So you say yes. So that took quite a bit of time, like 7 minutes or something, but let's keep it going. So now we're going to add a new user. So we're going to say sudo add user, and I'm going to say my name, password. So enter a password you can remember. And then you can enter like your name and stuff like that. Excuse me. Like room number, I don't know, 56. And these are just like decorative, really. Like you don't really need to enter any of these. Work phone, I don't need you to know my phone numbers. All right. And now we're going to give permissions to the user. User mod dash A capital G sudo comma ADM Norman. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to switch to root for these commands. And then we're going to edit this one file. So then, what's the file? Slash, etc. SSH, SSHD config. Okay, you're going to want to scroll all the way down. It's going to be a field you need to update right here. So password authentication. So you type I, switch that to yes, then escape, colon, WQ. All right? And okay, so now let's continue. Sudo apt update. Sudo apt dash y. Yeah, so I guess you can say apt instead of apt get. Apt dash y install wget. Pretty sure this is going to be installed already. Yeah, it's already done. And now we're going to download no machine. Oops. It's a remote desktop server / client. So, all right, so as of today, December 14th, 2020, this is the latest version. It's very, 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 very important. You need to download the latest version, otherwise nothing's going to work. So you have to download the latest version on the virtual machine, and then download the latest version on your machine. Very important. All right, let's keep it going. So download that for me, and then right after, we're just going to install it. So sudo apt-y install / and I'm going to let tab complete the rest. And it's going, it's going, it's going. And then there's one more command after this. We're going to reboot. And you don't really need to put it as a command. You can reboot directly from Google Cloud. Okay. So, wait, what? Permission. Oh, I think you can ignore this. Sudo reboot. Now connect back, just to launch the VM again. Move this. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, oh, we're unable, that's weird. All right, let me just try to connect to it again. Just for sanity. Okay. I'm not sure how to test no machine. We'll test that out with the actual connection. Okay, now we can get out of here, and we're going to update firewall rules. So we're going to say firewall. So then we're going to say, so you see here it's just allowing everything. Say create firewall rule. no machine forward. Okay. And then right here, no machine forward. So that's the new tag. So then we're going to add some IP, the IP range. So the null IP 0.0.0.0/0. Okay. And then you can make it even more secure. Like you can find out your router's IP on your Wi-Fi and then add it here instead of moving this. But since nobody can get in without a password, it's already pretty secure. But if you wanted to make it even more secure, you could do that here. I just don't want to right now. So let's add a TCP port, 4000. That's the default port that gets populated on no machine, so that's why we're going to use that. I think that should be enough. Okay, so we create the rule. And now we need to apply the rule to your VM. So we're going to go back to, well, hang on, let's let it finish. Okay. So we're going to go back to our VM. Compute. VM. All right. And then we're going to click on it. Okay. And then what we're going to do is edit. And we're going to go down here and we're going to say no machine dash forward. There's a tag. So it's going to use this tag from the firewall rule we just created. Okay. And as you can see here, the confidential VM service is there, so we're good. And I believe that's it. Yep, that's it. Okay. So then we click save. All right, so while it does this, what you need to do is go here, nomachine.com. Oops. Anyway, it's okay. And then you're going to need to download the remote desktop client. So I'm on a Mac OS, so I download it on my Mac. And once you do that, let me show you what it looks like. There it is. So I've got an instance here of another VM I created, but let's create a new one. Protocol NX. Host, what you want to do is, let's move this over. You want to go back to the VM details and you want to get the IP address right here. So there you go. And you see it populates port 4000. And use RD, yeah, that's good. Password, don't use proxy. And then give it a name. I'm going to say demo video. And you could also create a link in the desktop. I'm not going to because I have another instance already that I use as my main instance. Okay, so now you click here. The authenticity, yes. So the username that you made, and then the password that you made. And I would highly suggest not to save passwords. It just makes things more secure. Always create a new display, proceed to it. Yes. Okay, and then after this, we're going to configure our Ubuntu desktop and have it run Superalgos consistently. Okay. Boom! You've now got Ubuntu on the VM. What's new? I don't care. So, oh, sorry, I wasn't sharing the screen. So here's Ubuntu. This is remote server. So now we're going to install Chrome. The Superalgos is only tested in Chrome, so you really, really want to use Chrome. If you're going to use another browser, I would say use Chromium because it's the most closest to Chrome. But just use Chrome. So download Chrome. Upgrade. Yeah, definitely don't upgrade. This is very important. Very, very, very important. Do not upgrade to Ubuntu 20. So download. There you go. And you can also download Chrome with the apt install if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Okay, while it does that, you're gonna want Google Chrome. So yeah, okay. And you see that the machine's pretty fast. Like there isn't too much latency, even though the region I chose was like east. So I think it's Iowa. No, it's somewhere in central United States or something like that. And I'm up north in Canada, and there's not much latency. It seems okay. All right. So now you have Chrome. You're about to close. Yes. And then don't install any software updates for now. So use if you're on a Windows, the Windows button. If you're on a Mac, use Command, and then you can search the whole computer. Excuse me. So look up Chrome. I like to add it to the favorites so that it's here on the settings. So it's here on the sidebar. So then we're going to open it up and then make it default. And I don't want to send usage statistics because with your virtual machines, what you want to do is as little operations as possible. So you want to get in, do your stuff, get out, and avoid unnecessary connections, like sending things automatically through the network. Like just don't do that. Okay, so Chrome's here. Now you're going to need to configure your instance a little bit. Okay, so in a terminal window, we'll make this bigger for you guys to see. Maybe zoom in. There we go. Control plus. So you're going to need to install Node and PM and this thing called PM2, which is a production grade scheduler for Node. So sudo npm. Let's start with npm. Okay. Install Node.js. Okay. So we got that. Perfect. And apparently Node was already there. Let's see. Node -- version. npm version. Now we need this tool called PM2, and you can look it up. It's a really, really good scheduling tool for Node because it's open source and it comes with built-in load balancing, which is super choice. All right, npm install PM2 at latest-g. You want to install it globally. I'll pause the video while I do that because I think it takes a while. Find the pause button. Okay, so it's finished, but I made a mistake. You need to actually say sudo npm install. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So when you say sudo npm install pm2 at latest -g, you're going to see something like this. It's great. And you can ignore these warnings. Don't worry about them. Okay. Now what we're going to do is get Superalgos. So I like to, oh, we're in the home directory. Great. So what we're going to do is clone. Okay, clone, let me get the URL. Paste on Ubuntu, Control Shift V is how you paste on Ubuntu. Okay, now that's going to do that. It's going to take a little bit of time. Superalgos is a pretty heavy application. So I'm going to type something so that it does it right when it's done. cd Superalgos, enter. And then once this is done, it'll cd into it. Almost done. There we go. Okay, so we're in the Superalgos folder. A bunch of crap. And this is a full-featured application, by the way. So you don't need much else than what comes out of the box. But, okay, let's set it up. So the first thing we want to do is run it normally. Like if you were debugging, you would say node run no browser or something like that. Or keep the browser on. We'll just keep the browser on. Node run. Perfect. So it launches. You can ignore this. This only gets displayed the first time. And that just means you have no data there because it's a new account, right? So don't worry about this. Okay, let's schedule this bad boy. So we're going to say pm2 startup, start node run.js or node run. And by the way, that's just what the file is called here, right here, run.js. Okay. So pm2 start node run. Oh, it requires the actual, there we go. Okay, so now it's running. And now we're